What did you say when Biden called you and said he wasn't running? Well, I immediately thought of him first. No, you didn't. You know, I mean, fracking. Dana Bash had her dead to rights. It's like, you said this. I have the quote. I'm reading it to you. You said there should be a ban on fracking. Why can't they just go, yeah, you know what? I got it wrong. I was talking to the wrong people. You know, she's had this ridiculously high turnover.
Let me start with a question. When was the last time you turned on CNN and actually felt like you were watching real news instead of a political ad in disguise? Exactly. You're not alone in noticing. Bill Maher just delivered one of the hardest hits on CNN we've seen in years. And this one wasn't just playful, it was brutal. He tore through the polished image CNN tries to project and exposed why so many viewers have lost faith in them. And the timing couldn't be worse. Kamala Harris is already stuck in political trouble, and Maher basically called out CNN for constantly trying to throw her a lifeline. His point? Nobody's buying the fake rescue anymore now. Let's dig in. This isn't just about CNN leaning left. Maher's criticism went deeper. He showed how their bias has become a liability for the very politicians they're trying to protect. Think about it. Every time Kamala Harris managed to put together one halfway decent line without stumbling, CNN acted like it was groundbreaking. A simple "we must do better" suddenly got treated like a bold new vision. They'd bring in experts and analysts to nod along as if she'd solved world hunger. It was over the top. Maher did what most in the media won't. He called it out. No sugarcoating. No excuses. Just honesty. He flat out said this wasn't journalism. It was public relations.
CNN is the place where both sides can watch. And
I'm talking about the people on CNN. And I know what the conservative side of America thinks, and I don't blame them. They were just gushing about how great a speech it was. And I think she did fine. I didn't think it was as good as they were making it out.
And honestly, he's right. Let's be real. If it takes a whole panel of commentators to explain why a dull speech was secretly brilliant, maybe it wasn't brilliant in the first place. But here's the kicker. CNN actually tried to defend themselves. Caitlin Collins, with her usual nothing-to-see-here tone, claimed, "We cover Republican conventions, too. We bring on Republican guests sometimes." Cute defense, right?
It does look like tokenism. It's kind of like the same as The View.
I don't think that you can say that CNN is anything but fair. Everyone who was speaking last night, it's not like they were all Democrats. I mean, we had Dana Bash, Jake Tapper, Abby Phillip.
They come across
giving
that way.
Analysis.
They come across that way. In a moment like that, it was like 5-1. It always looks like 5.
But Maher wasn't buying it. He pointed out the truth. CNN's idea of balance is a joke. Just look at the Republicans they bring on. Adam Kinzinger, Ana Navarro, George Conway. People who spend 99% of their time attacking Trump while cozying up to Democrats. Then CNN pats itself on the back like, "See, we're balanced." Please, that's not balance. That's tokenism. Maher nailed it when he compared CNN to The View. And that had to sting. Everyone knows The View has one conservative voice surrounded by a panel of liberals pretending it's a fair debate. CNN wants people to see them as a serious news outlet, but half the time their panels look more like daytime talk shows. No wonder conservatives don't trust them.
Conservatives do not trust CNN because it is so staunchly anti-Trump. He's not wrong, because they'll put on people like Adam Kinzinger or Ana Navarro, George Conway, and call them Republicans, or pretend that's being balanced by putting them on by saying, "Oh, see, these conservatives don't even like Trump." Only Scott Jennings over there can be called a conservative. And Maher is right. It's almost always 5-1 on shows they portray as news programs.
And Maher didn't stop there. He turned his attention straight to Kamala Harris. This is where it really got interesting. Harris has mastered the art of dodging. Take fracking, for example. Dana Bash confronted her on her flip-flop. Harris had clearly said she supported a ban on fracking. CNN had the quote, but when pressed, she tried to wriggle out of it, suddenly blaming her staff for giving her wrong information. Really? After all that staff turnover, we're supposed to believe they messed up her position on a major energy issue? Come on.
I'm reading it to you. You said there should be a ban on fracking. Why can't they just go, yeah, you know what? I got it wrong. I was talking to the wrong people. You know, she's had this ridiculously high turnover.
And then, of course, there are infamous word salads. Remember when she was asked what she could do better than Joe Biden? Instead of a clear response, she delivered one of the most confusing rambles ever broadcast. She tried to say everything and ended up saying nothing. And once again, the media treated it like a historic speech. Maher wasn't fooled, and neither are voters. But here's the bigger problem. Harris isn't just dodging questions or fumbling words. She's losing support, especially among young men. And that's dangerous for Democrats. Back in 2020, young men and women both leaned Democrat. But now, young men are walking away and fast.
2020, young men and young women voted for Joe Biden at roughly the same rate. Over the last 4 years, and now with Kamala Harris, young women are voting for Kamala Harris at that same level, if not more. Kamala Harris has barely moved the needle with young men. They have gone more toward Trump. There's a lot of reasons for that. I think Trump has exploited culture war stuff. He appears on hyper masculine podcasts, and he just seems like a fun bro who's not going to ban your zins, you know?
Why? Because Democrats have spent years criticizing masculinity, mocking traditional male roles, and pushing the idea that men are either toxic or useless. Surprise! Men don't like that. Donald Trump, on the other hand, leaned into it. He embraced young men. He picked a younger running mate. He shows up on the podcast they listen to. He doesn't mock their culture. He speaks to it.
This is a real issue for Kamala Harris, though. Like, this could be fatal for her campaign. So if Democrats need to win 60% of the youth vote to win the White House. Hillary came up short. Obama did it. Biden did it. Kamala Harris is right now at like 55% of the youth vote. If she doesn't get to 60, she could lose the election. And it's because young men, Gen Z men.
Yeah.
And whatever you think of Trump, he understands something Kamala clearly doesn't. Young men want strength, confidence, and leadership, not lectures about how they're the problem. Democrats need 60% of the youth vote to win the White House. Biden got it. Obama got it. Kamala, she's at about 55%. That missing 5% could sink her campaign.
Gender gap, I think, is the widest. I mean, it's very predictable. I mean, the women are much more for Kamala, and the men are much more for Trump, generally.
But it's not predictable if you look at past elections where voters under 30, generally men and women, went for Democrats. This is remarkable. I think to explain it...
Wait, you're talking about under 30?
Yeah, the under 30
What's going
gender
on
gap
there?
is very different than past elections.
And here's what makes it worse. It's not just about policy. It's about culture. Young men are tired of hearing that masculinity is toxic. They're tired of being sidelined. So when someone like Trump says, strong men are essential, they pay attention. Maher, in a way, did conservatives a favor. He called out the hypocrisy. He exposed the dishonesty. And even when he was completely wrong, like in his defense of abortion, where he brushed off unborn life as if it didn't matter, he still revealed cracks in his own side. Because you can't claim to be the voice of truth while ignoring the most basic truth of all. Innocent life matters.
The bug up there is about IVF. I mean, I certainly understand abortion. You know, there's a baby growing in the womb. I get it. It's going to be a human. Doesn't bother me. But yes, it is murder. Again, doesn't bother me that it is.
You're not supposed to mess with that. That's what many people think. You're supposed to let.
Oh, I see.
Great man upstairs.
Oh,
Yeah, it goes back to that stem cell debate that George Bush had.
Yes.
Remember? It goes like the Terry Shive. It's just like life, laugh. We support laugh.
So let's connect the dots. CNN keeps boosting Kamala Harris with nonstop spin. Harris keeps dodging, fumbling, and serving up word salads in interviews. Meanwhile, young men are leaving the Democratic Party in huge numbers. And now Bill Maher, of all people, is the one pointing out how fake and desperate the whole thing looks for Harris. That's not just bad, it's catastrophic. Because if even Bill Maher is calling out CNN and saying her campaign looks like a joke, she's running out of lifelines. And here's the harsh truth. Unless she drops the woke agenda, ends the war on masculinity, and shows real strength and accountability, she's finished. Young men will keep shifting toward Trump, independents will keep losing trust, and voters will see straight through the media spin. Come Election Day, Kamala Harris won't be thanking CNN for saving her. She'll be blaming them for covering her flaws, hiding reality, and setting her up for one of the biggest failures in modern politics. And that's the story CNN doesn't want you to hear. But Bill Maher just made sure you did, so what do you think? Can Kamala Harris turn this around? Or is the youth vote gone for good? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I know this one's going to spark debate.